As the world watches closely, China, the world's second-largest economy, is grappling with a multifaceted crisis encompassing a deepening economic downturn, societal fractures, and political scandals. The Chinese Communist Party, CCP, has long masked harsh realities behind a glossy veneer of propaganda, but cracks are showing as evidence from citizens, bloggers, and insider leaks comes to light. From the frenzy over the iPhone 17, despite official bans, to towering debt and eerily deserted streets in Beijing, this is not just a story of decline, but a stark warning of a system on the brink. Let's dive into the most shocking and up-to-date revelations from real sources exposing the dark truths Beijing desperately tries to conceal. The iPhone 17 frenzy and the failure of anti-American propaganda. Despite the CCP's relentless anti-American campaigns, urging citizens to buy domestic products and even banning officials from using iPhones, Chinese consumers have flocked to purchase the iPhone 17 upon its September 2025 release. Bloggers captured chaotic scenes of long queues and frenzied crowds at Apple stores in Beijing and Shanghai, underscoring the resounding failure of state propaganda. Within minutes, the iPhone 17, 17 Pro, and 17 Pro Max sold out on platforms like JD.com and Tmall, with sales tripling those of the previous generation. Delivery dates were pushed to late October due to overwhelming demand. Meanwhile, Huawei stores stood deserted, likened to graveyards with their products boycotted for poor quality. Users complained about Harmony OS 5's persistent bugs, frequent crashes of apps like WeChat and TikTok, and even faulty charging cables. Many admitted the iPhone 17 outshines competitors with its 120Hz display, fast charging over 8 hours of battery life, and a base storage of 256GB, all at last year's price. Consumers willingly spent over 10,000 yuan, roughly 37 million VND, on Apple, shunning domestic Android brands like Huawei, whose top models cost 15,000 yuan, yet deliver far inferior performance. One blogger remarked bitterly, "Huawei exploits patriotism to sell products, but people are voting with their feet, choosing quality over propaganda." This stark contrast not only exposes the CCP's inability to control public sentiment, but also highlights the disconnect between its rhetoric and actions, where anti-Americanism serves as a flimsy cover for domestic economic failures, economic collapse, and widespread unemployment. From Beijing to Shenzhen. While the affluent splurge on iPhone 17s, most Chinese citizens are battling poverty and unemployment in what can only be described as a great economic depression. In cities like Beijing and Shenzhen, people scavenge for leftover vegetables at wholesale markets to survive, despite some markets banning the practice to protect their image. A woman from Anhui shared, "We collect potatoes, cabbage, and peppers to cook, while still paying 25,000 yuan a month in mortgage." A 35-year-old man in Shenzhen, jobless for over a year, said tech companies only hire fresh graduates. People like me are discarded. Cleaning or delivery jobs pay just 2,000 to 5,000 yuan a month, barely enough to survive. A 39-year-old woman in Beijing, once employed by a major internet firm, was laid off and now relies on her parents to support her child. Graduates are deemed surplus. Physical stores are collapsing and shopping malls stand empty. In Taihu, 10-15 shops within a 30-meter stretch are shuttered. Suzhou and Guangzhou face similar scenes. Supermarkets are deserted and restaurants sell meals for under 10 yuan. E-commerce dominates while street vending is banned. A staggering 85% of households earn less than 50,000 yuan annually, with nearly 1 billion people surviving on under 2,000 yuan a month. Meat has become a luxury consumed once a year with diets relying on potatoes, noodles, and vegetables. Analysts warn public anger is like a volcano ready to erupt. The CCP conceals the truth with falsified unemployment data, but videos of jobless crowds lining up in Zhaoping or deserted malls in Nonggang reveal a grim reality, an economy in tatters beneath a facade of growth. The scourge of fake and toxic food. High-tech garbage. Poisoning the masses. China's food industry is mired in what bloggers call black technology, a term for production riddled with excessive chemical additives, substandard ingredients, and fraudulent practices that endanger public health. Dubbed high-tech garbage that even dogs won't eat, but humans consume blindly, these products are pervasive. Frozen chicken feet are bleached with hydrogen peroxide and heavy-duty degreasers, then treated with swelling agents to appear plump and white. Lotus roots are soaked in sodium benzoate and sodium bisulfite to maintain a falsely fresh appearance. Bone broth, traditionally simmered for hours, is now faked with flavor powders and whitening agents to mimic a rich, milky texture. Staples like beer soda milk, soy sauce, vinegar, and mooncakes are laced with artificial flavorings. Iconic dishes like hot pot noodles, duck blood, beef balls, and fish sticks are packed with chemicals, while grilled corn, roasted sweet potatoes, and candied hawthorns are doctored to deceive the palate. These additives cause bloating, excessive thirst, internal heat, and even long-term risks like cancer. The issue is systemic, rooted in an opaque governance system lacking free speech or independent oversight, allowing deceit to flourish. One blogger warned, "The food safety crisis reflects a moral collapse under CCP rule." While Beijing suppresses such reports through censorship, social media videos are exposing the truth, eroding public trust in a regime that claims to protect its people while enabling corruption in the food industry. A mountain of debt and financial crisis. The secret behind official figures. As of 2025, China's total debt is estimated at 99,000 billion yuan, 13.75 trillion USD, equivalent to 61% of GDP. But insiders at Peking University's National Institute of Urban Strategy suggest the real figure could be 350,000 billion yuan, 49 trillion USD. This dwarfs the 2024 national budget of 22,000 billion yuan, meaning Beijing has effectively spent 20 years of future taxes. Hidden debts lurk in local government financing vehicles obscured by the CCP. In 2023, the local debt ceiling was set at 42,000 billion yuan, but the actual figure is likely higher. In September 2024, a 12,000 billion yuan restructuring plan aimed to convert hidden debts into public bonds. But it's a futile gesture when China's actual population is closer to 900 million, not the reported 1.4 billion, undermining claims that debt is manageable with a large population. Shrinking tax revenues and dwindling repayment capacity exacerbate the crisis. President Xi Jinping pushes propaganda-lavish military parades and internal purges, while reckless investments in AI and electric vehicles drive local governments to borrow recklessly. Links to the Golden Triangle crime network, Myanmar, Laos, Thailand, involving Chinese security officials with hundreds of millions in USD seized, fail to offset the shortfall. A system propped up by military might, surveillance, and privileged financial networks is teetering, threatening China's hegemonic ambitions. Though Beijing buries the truth through censorship, leaked internal reports reveal a mountain of debt that could topple the entire system. Beijing's eerie desolation, from bustling capital to ghost city. Beijing, once a vibrant capital, now resembles a ghost city. Beyond the Fifth Ring Road, streets are empty at noon. Line 1 of the subway, even at rush hour, is deserted. Shops open in the morning but see no customers. Iconic areas like Wangfujing and Sanlitun, once bustling, are now eerily quiet with shuttered stores and vacant malls. The prime Galaxy Soho complex is desolate, plastered with for lease signs. Markets like Dong'an and Liangmaqiao have lost their vitality. The international airport is a ghost town. During Lunar New Year, shops close and streets lie silent. The exodus of migrant workers and foreigners has left Beijing gloomy and decaying, as one resident put it. The CCP masks this decline with propaganda, but user-generated videos reveal the truth: a capital city sinking into deadly silence amid economic collapse. Despair. Among youth and middle-aged, a fractured society. China's youth and middle-aged are drowning in despair. A 33-year-old jobless for 79 days lamented, "My age is a barrier. I'm only offered insurance sales or driving gigs." A 36-year-old woman retired early with 42,000 yuan in savings said, "I stopped working live simply and feel healthier." A 41-year-old single man unemployed for 7 months confessed, "No house, no car, no savings." A 34-year-old described renting a 10 room deemed undesirable in dating. A 1995-born individual with 4.4 million yuan in debt shared, "My factory closed, my house is mortgaged, and I have nothing at 30. Hospitals withhold salaries, supermarkets are bare, and people steal bread from malls. Graduates face hopelessness, and parents regret having children." The CCP stifles these stories through censorship, but personal accounts spreading online reveal a fractured society where survival has replaced dreams. A nation in crisis. A warning of collapse. China faces a comprehensive crisis, an economy buckling under massive debt and unemployment, a society fractured by toxic food and shoddy infrastructure, and a political system riddled with scandals like the Liu Jianchao case. The CCP conceals these truths through propaganda and censorship, but shocking revelations from bloggers and citizens are exposing the reality. From the iPhone frenzy to Beijing's deserted streets, this is a warning of a system on the verge of collapse. Share your thoughts in the comments, subscribe for updates, and stay tuned for more.